Ladies and gentlemen, regardless of hurricanes, volcanoes, meteors, asteroids, fires, plagues, I do a fundraiser at the start of every month to keep THORnews up and running the way I do it. We are in that zone. If you would like to contribute, I would sincerely appreciate you. You only got $1,074 left to go, plus. Okay, and you guys are awesome. Now let's get to it. The West Coast wildfires that look a lot like volcanoes are back, and we have a very serious situation going on. As Dakota Smith points out, the Glass Shady Fire Cluster showing no signs of slowing down, flaring up over the last 90 minutes. This has been a bad, dangerous, and record year for wildfires that look like volcanoes. And so people on the West Coast, definitely be aware. We have Mars retrograding and getting closer to Earth. I'm hoping the wildfire situation will finally start to calm down after the 6th. But until then, everyone is on super high alert. And we do have a lot that is burning down at the moment. With all of the planets on the same side of the sun, we're definitely looking for more earthquakes and volcano eruptions. And with Saturn stationing retrograde relative to Earth to head direct, as Jupiter is headed direct, you have Mars retrograding by Earth, which will make it brighter in the sky. And then Pluto is making everything more dangerous and plaguey. And so we are on Asteroid Fight Club absolute high red alert for the next 5 weeks. I was just giving my own personal Sharknado alert. This James 5 geomagnetic storm in progress. Northern lights possible after midnight to KP6 line, which means they could be visible here in much of northern Maine. The problem is it's very hazy with some clouds. Look north after midnight. And so we definitely have the sun taking part in the action with not only a geomagnetic geoaffective storm, but an outburst of pink auroras. And though it's going to be challenging over this month, but there are still signs of awesomeness all around. So no, hope is not lost. I love you, Pink. Yeah, geomagnetic storms are underway. A solar wind stream hit Earth's magnetic field during the late hours of September 27th, sparking a G2 class geomagnetic storm. A whole day earlier than expected. And you're getting solar wind conditions blowing as fast as 600 kilometers a second. So expect everybody's particles to be charged. Because when the sun acts weird, Earth weather acts weird, and people kind of lose their minds. And good news, asteroid 2020 SW did not kill us on the 24th as it passed by really close to Earth. And if I ever do get really worried about an asteroid, I will let you guys know ahead of time. This whole situation looks kind of concerning, and I'm letting you know ahead of time. Because if I look at this Rorschach test, it's like volcano, earthquake. And then you look over here like, oh no, what is coming? Look at that giant major strip up through Florida. And no matter what, you're getting heavy rains and flooding action all the way up into New Brunswick. I know where you are now. Down through the northeastern seaboard. And then the tip of Florida. You're going to get red, which is flooding. But these are subject to change. And that is going to be a lot of dry heat or cold heat. Or just cold, I guess. We do have our storm front moving through to around the 1st of the month, I think. Or maybe there's another one that follows it. But this will bring a pretty heavy rain all the way from Michigan down into Georgia. You know, Louisiana and parts like that. And I got to say again, a lot of the reports are that the people in Louisiana got hit super hard from Hurricane Sally. And so it would be great if we could focus some of our attention on doing what we can to help our Cajun brethren. Speaking of hurricanes, though, we're in go time as we are watching a predicted hurricane come out of the bay into the Gulf. And I think it is going to be a major danger to Florida and Crystal River, Tampa Bay. But I don't know 100%. And so no matter what, I'm not guaranteeing it's going to be a hurricane. If I had to guess, I would say Category 3, Category 4, it'll probably come here. But at this point, nobody knows. Maybe it'll be nothing. But models consistently show some type of cyclonic tropical development coming out of the Bay of Campeche around October 7th. And we have a rule at THORnews now. If on September 23rd we get a hurricane up here, then around the 7th or 10th through 11th, we watch for a hurricane to come up here. And so the latest GFS model run is disagreeing with me, but it is showing us a hurricane. And it's taking it a while to develop. And then it pushes the hurricane over the Bay of Campeche. And then it kind of dawdles. And then it goes up through South Texas. And then gets pulled on the tail. And then goes back down. All right. So, yeah, that one's crazy. I don't think that's exactly what's going to happen. But, and then we have our next hurricane coming off of Africa. And multiple model runs have shown that we will probably have some type of hurricane to deal with in the Gulf. And then we'll have a new one that is going to roll off Africa. Hopefully it'll catch some type of path portal up, but we will have to stay tuned. This is the GFS Parallel latest full model run, and it takes that hurricane type thingy over the tip of Florida and then evaporates it. But then it shows one hurricane roll off Africa and then another one that just kind of develops over by the Cayman Islands. Then you get a third one there. And so, yeah, we're definitely expecting our next wave of hurricanes to start around the 7th. Exactly where, what intensities, nobody knows. And if we don't get hit by any, then we will celebrate that when it is over. But for now, please prepare for multiple hurricanes with a good chance of one or two of them being major hurricanes. Yeah. The latest icon has some type of tropical system coming up out of Cuba at the tail end of that front we were watching on the 5th of October. And then that hurricane coming off of Africa, although here the high looks pretty strong. And so let me say again, if I had to take a guess, I'd say it's going to come about here and about the 7th. Could be Category 4, Category 5, unless the upper wind shear from Eris is hard, then it could just be a tropical storm. But technically nobody knows. And so everybody needs to be watching out. We're pretty sure we're going to get our next big Bertha or Beta or Gamma or whatever Delta around that time. And I'm not the only one who believes this. Cranky Weather Guy, the guy I look to the most for second opinions that might be super awesome. And pretty much the majority of the meteorological community is convinced that, yes, something will be coming up out of here. On the planetary defense side, heavy battles breaking out 12 hours ago between Armenia armed forces and Turkish-backed Azerbaijani forces, and that's not a good sign. We want to be reducing conflicts, not escalating new ones. Based off the planetary alignments and my theory of planetary orbital angular momentum, I said there was like a 95% chance I thought we would see a volcano eruption on the west coast of the United States and North America in 2020. And so technically that hasn't happened yet, but we are seeing more people see fires with words like, never seen a fire develop a pyrocumulus cloud so fast at nighttime. This is just in the last 15 minutes. It is the Shady Glass Fire and the Boysen Fire. And so, yeah, the situation that is happening now is pretty dangerous, damaging. And so hopefully people will be evacuating and working together as we work through the system. And like I said, I think it may take another week before wildfire season totally peaks. And then after wildfire season on the West Coast, that is when the rainy season usually starts. And so all the burn areas will definitely have mudslide danger. So let us keep an eye out. And it's definitely a great time for all people to put aside their political differences and just work together to make it through the next 3 months. Because who knows what natural disaster Mother Nature is going to be throwing at us next. I mean, the giant upper level jet stream looks like a freaking dragon serpent, for fudge's sake, man. So it's like a big planet and its little moon. This is low pressure, and we have storms that are moving through. That looks like low pressure. All the moisture seems to be going around the high pressure, the heat, and the dryness. And so this wouldn't be surprised to see. I mean, we've had multiple nonstop volcano eruptions in Guatemala and Mexico all year long. And so, yeah, earthquake alert, people. I took like 3 days off from talking about weather, but I did other videos. Just because you got to cleanse your palate, and I'd gone so hard during hurricane season that I'm a little rusty. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, so we got like this, what is it, a 5.3 in Guatemala? It's a pretty big one. It's a 5 in Alaska. And look at this cluster up here in Alaska. We get some 3s. And so we've gotten a decent amount of volcano and earthquake activity for sure. And we are definitely on high alert for the rest of 2020. That is definitely a big coronal hole where the solar wind flows towards us, to us. And this was a sunspot, but it is no longer a sunspot. John Homenuck, lack of sleep intensifies, because G2 magnetic storm and the sun affects us. And technically it drives all the weather. My official partner in weather crime prevention, Cranky Weather Guy, continues to kick ass. Quick look, strong south to north, low level flow, warm sector, severe cells and clusters, mind a Chesapeake assist, heavy convergence promotes the accelerated flow and enhances the deep tropical tap. How would you like a tropical tap, baby? Not you, Cranky. Anyway, yeah, so like as that thing showed, we're definitely going to be getting some heavy rain, possibly some severe weather up in the northeast and east part of the U.S. of A. And just a reminder again that break is over. And so we're not just looking at models. We are officially on the clock with that October 7th storm. This is not a forecast, but I would guess like 80% chance of a hurricane in Florida or the Gulf. 85%. Yeah, this would make it a Category 4 on October 13th. And so we're definitely on super duper high alert. And I do have a gut feeling that this one would be Category 4, which is what I've been saying consistently, or 5. And just to remind the people in California, like 43% of all the adults are Republicans. So at the end of the day, they're all Americans, Californians, and Earthlings. And it is a pretty bad situation. And it has been for weeks. But this is the Zog fire. Oh, this is Colorado, which I think is a red state. So, I mean, the fires have been happening in a lot of states. Idaho, Wyoming, Oregon, Washington. It's quite an issue. But I know people are like, we're not going to make any significant major plans of progress and working together until after the election. Okay, get it. JKP weather. Spaghettis for the next 15 days. So these are just kind of ensembles guessing at where over the next 15 days, if we had storms, where they would be, where they would go. As you can see, quite a few take them over Florida, especially over here. Although, like I said, there is an option where the storm would just get sucked through here, which would be great. Like, if we don't get hit by a major hurricane, if we don't get hit by a hurricane, I'm going to be like, that is awesome. But we should play defense. Prepare for the worst. Pray for the best. Merry Christmas in December. Stu Ostro showing us this interesting little doohickey. Super duper happy birthday to Pepper Stark and Iron Man. Because, when you get married, the two become one. So it's Iron Man's birthday, too. All right. You guys are cool. Shout out to Micah T, who was chasing storms in Kansas earlier today. And hopefully he survived. But he's a survivor. Astro Fight Club. Have you ever wondered what Jupiter sounds like? Yeah, I guess I have. And I will have to hit the sound at some point. But for now, I'm a Sagittarius, and I am the sound. All right, I'll hit it, but you guys won't be able to hear it. All right, sounds spooky. Does Jupiter really sound spooky? Yeah, I don't know. Probably. The projections on the storm seem to be flip-flopping quite a bit. With Saturn going retrograde, models are probably having a hard time. Happy Renfest season. As a pattern change this week will bring widespread colder than average temperatures to the Midwest, South, and East. We got signs of an early winter, which is good news for snow weenies and bad news for people who don't like the plague. Da-da-boo, for those who have seen our recent posts, signs of an early winter. Alps surprised by early snowfall. Swiss town sees new record. This was the glass fire from 16 hours ago. Note the winds gusting at 25 to 45 miles per hour. Smoke plume staying at a low angle to the ground, and the St. Helena-based alert wildfire cam bouncing in the wind. This one's in California. Brian Bitschneider letting us know that Alaska and Canada get a lot of action. It's a spinny thing. Look at that eye. And we should have some type of national push to all work together to replant as many trees as possible all around the planet and the West Coast. And look, hey, snow in Europa and some cows just chilling. And that's a wave. Wave after wave after wave. And with Saturn going direct, look for instant karma. But I'm just happy that war is retrograde and luck and karma are moving forward. These are superb LED tourbillons in the Guadalupe, whereas the island causes the patterns in the atmosphere because everything's interconnected. Scott from Scotland is that in the snow. The jet stream is like a river, beautiful and mesmerizing. Sometimes it cuts off from the main jet flow and becomes locked in place like a giant whirlpool. This kind of feature has been responsible for the significant early season European snowfall around the Alps and the Pyrenees. Also, Pyrenees are awesome dogs that are fuzzy and furry. So yeah, we're looking for some pretty wild patterns for the next few months because the whole Saturn and Jupiter conjunction on December 21st, 2020 is a pretty big deal, especially with Pluto hanging out there. Say yes to balloons to Venus if you want to. Congratulations to NASA's Parker Solar Probe. And right about now, it should be breaking the record, becoming the closest ever human-made object to the sun, coming within 8.4 million miles of the sun's surface. Good job, little buddy. Scottish meteorites and aurora borealis in Switzerland. I know it feels like we're driving into doom, but have faith, play defense, and I think we will make it to the other side in better days, which I think will be in December. Yesterday, the Weather Nation was pointing out that slow-moving showers and thunderstorms caused street flooding in Miami, Florida, Saturday afternoon. And when the world calms down, maybe sometime in 2022 or sooner, I can go visit Miami. I've heard it's a nice place. And a cool kid sent firefighters, I believe in California, a baby Yoda. And so the firefighters have taken Baby Yoda with them everywhere they go. And so, remember, as dark as it gets, there's still a lot of great people out there. And definitely firemen have been doing a fantastic job all year long. And I don't think it is too early to focus on having peace on Earth for Merry Christmas 2020, my friends. You gotta have goals to get you forward. Laura Mock, check out the astronomy picture of the day. Lightning over Colorado. Colorado's a beautiful state. This is the 18Z GFS parallel run from September 26. Boom. And that would be a super bad situation because it would miss any type of land interaction that would inhibit it. And then it would hit pretty much just below Tampa Bay. And it would be around the 5th or 6th. And so there is a lot happening. And I'm pretty sure the next 3 weeks could be the craziest weeks of all of 2020. But please remember, you do best. And together we make a pretty spectacular team. Get ready for some pretty big October surprises, my friends. But hey, that's what we've trained for, right? That's what we were made for. Will Godzilla show up? Probably not, but maybe. Okay. But thank you to everybody cool out there. Asteroid Fight Club, Prayer Warriors, Asteroid Fight Club, Atmospheric Defense Team. It's my second day of the fundraiser. I got a snail mail if you guys would like to send it there. I got a PayPal, a Venmo, a CashApp, a Patron. I've only got $1,074 left to reach my October goal. Although I would like to exceed that if you guys don't mind this month, because my mom bought me a $2,500 used car that I have to go pick up, but I have to pay for it. Anywho. But I want to say thank you to y'all. You guys have been super duper and fantastic. And please, look, the next 2-3 months are going to be crazy. So take care of yourself, your family, your friends, your pets first. And if you do have some left over for me and you appreciate all the work I did last month or have done in the last 8 years, or just want to pay it forward to what I'm going to do next month, then I would super appreciate it. All right. So thank you to Chris, Christos, Michael, Rachel, like in Batman, Al, Ghost, Gravin, Wagon Breath, D. Murr, Chas, Angel, Epiphany, Comes in Threes, and Andrea. And technically, the person that donated, it was in Super Chat. I didn't see the name. I didn't remember the name, but I remember they had said Comes in Threes. And I thought that would be a pretty cool nickname anyway. But thank you to everybody out there. You guys are awesome. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be crazy, but we're hanging in there, aren't we? All right. God bless everyone, and I won't be as rusty. Let us hope. Okay. You guys thank you for being awesome. No, I want to say it again. You guys have been very good to me in 2020, and I really appreciate it. Just the fact that I'm still alive. That's pretty amazing. Okay. Have a great day. Seriously, let's try and have a great Thanksgiving and a great Christmas. And let's try and just stay cool and don't fight, protest, argue, riot. And let's help each other out as best we can, tell jokes or whatever. Now I'm just, okay. Stay cool.